of explosions and sirens as a barrage of over 300 missiles and drones were fired at them by Iran. Explosions are seen in the air over Jerusalem, as most of these incoming missiles are intercepted, but a few ballistic missiles landed in Israel, causing some damage to an IDF base and wounding a child. And now directly against Iran, were shot down outside the country's borders. The IDF is still on alert, but at the moment, no further threats are visible on the way to Israel. Attacks against Israel from its own territory, including 185 drones, 36 cruise missiles, and 110 surface-to-surface ballistic missiles. Air raid alarms were activated in Jerusalem, Beersheba, Dimona, Judea and Samaria, the Golan Heights, and other places, all at the same time. Several barrages of rockets from Lebanon towards the Israeli communities in the north for the assassination of Hassan Mahdavi, and that, as far as it was concerned, if Israel did not respond, the matter is closed. Up at 2 o'clock in the morning to run to their shelters, the Air Force intercepted several incoming missiles outside the borders of the Jewish state. The IDF is still in full deployment with dozens of planes in the air. Most of the threats have been intercepted, but I repeat, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, spoke to the media late in the evening in Washington, saying that US military had shot down many of the missiles headed towards Israel. I condemn these attacks in any form, Biden said. The US military has deployed ballistic missile defense aircraft and destroyers to the region over the past week. I just spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu to reaffirm America's commitment to Israel's security. I told him that Israel has demonstrated an extraordinary ability to defend itself and defeat even unprecedented attacks, and this is a clear message to its enemies that they cannot threaten Israel's security, he said. The barrage included cheap, unguided drones, but also sophisticated long-range ballistic missiles that depend on GNSS-based navigation. This is a navigation based on satellite technology similar to GPS. The distance between Iran and Israel is over 1,000 kilometers, so it is doubtful where the Iran forces can navigate offensive weapons using a laser beam or special navigation. The GNSS-based navigation shut down GPS tracking in Israel, which they do when they believe there is a high chance of an incoming missile attack. But the IDF air defense system was up to the challenge. The system included multiple layers of active defense, including the Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 systems for long-range ballistic defense, the Patriot and David Sling systems for mid-range defense, and the Iron Dome system for short-range defense. In addition, there are many electronic warfare systems to jam the guidance and communication systems of incoming missiles. As soon as the launches were detected, the US, Israel, and our neighbors in Jordan had time to send up aircraft armed with air-to-air missiles that could intercept 99% of the incoming missiles and drones in Jordan for putting your aircrafts and pilots at risk. Iran's Army Chief of Staff Muhammad Bakari threatened Israel, saying that if Israel responds, our response would be greater than tonight's attack. The airbase from which the Israeli planes that attacked the consulate were launched. There were direct hits. We only aimed for the bases. The commander of the Revolutionary Guards, Hussein Salami, added, Tehran will respond to any Israeli attack against its assets, officials, or citizens. Israel must learn the lesson from what happened. Hezbollah, Iran's terrorist proxy organization in Lebanon, has joined in the party. Hezbollah fired several barrages of rockets at Israel's north, setting off alarms in the Upper Galilee. In response, the Israeli Air Force launched attacks on Hezbollah positions in the Tufah region in the south of the country, which has never happened before, according to sources in Lebanon. The leadership of Hamas does not wish to continue further discussions on a ceasefire deal. The head of Hamas's political bureau, Ismail Haniyeh, whose 3 sons were neutralized in the Gaza Strip this week. This will not happen. We stick to the demand to declare a permanent ceasefire, a complete withdrawal, and the return of the displaced to their homes without restrictions. Without these conditions, we will not enter into a deal. Even UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who has often spoken out against Israel, condemned Iran for this attack. Of Iran, many of whom are against the Ayatollah regime which rules their country, and please pray for this evil regime to be removed from power.